It's working. Woo! Different from Michelle. Okay, hang on. Let me just get this camera up here really good. Hang on. A minute. Just one small minute. One small minute. Hang on. Let's get some light on here. Let's get this up and about just a little bit so we can see what we're doing. All right. Woo! Woo! We made it. Woo! We made it. Woo! I'm so excited. I'm so excited that we made it. I can't even tell you. Miss Laurie's been trying to help me. I had a little trouble getting into this, but hello everybody on Facebook and hello everybody on YouTube. I'm just doing a couple of little preparations here for our live. We're going to use the oval board today. Am I good? I can't see comments and I don't dare go over on Restream, but hold on. I'll go on my Facebook page. I don't dare touch anything right now because you know how this goes. So let me go on my Facebook page, at least see. I can probably see comments on there too, I'm guessing. So let's just see. I don't know. A hot mess. I'm a hot mess. Let me just get onto my page and we will be good to go. You see me? Okay, he sees me. Oh. Yeah, I don't see me on, maybe it should be on my Kathy Diaries page. Hold on, you guys, bear with me just a minute. You got to give me just give me a little break today because this is the first time using this, so hang on. Hang on just a hot minute, okay? hang on. It doesn't do me any good that this thing is just crazy. It isn't showing that you're on, but I think I probably am on, so hang on. Let me switch on to Kathy Diaries. Oh, I'm probably on the Unique in the Creek page. That's what I'm on, the Unique in the Creek page. Am I on? I can't see a thing. I can't see anything. I can't see anybody. Am I on? I'm going to text somebody. Am I on? That should say something. Am I on? All right, I'm hoping that I'm on the Unique in the Creek page. Oh, I'm on. Ooh, okay, I am. Ooh. Okay, I'm on. We got me. So I did something right. Okay. Yes, okay, super, says Laurie. Thank you. Okay, good deal. And I've got people's comments and everything. Okay, good, you guys. Thank you for being so patient with me today. We just spent 15 minutes just trying to figure this all out. Anyhow, we're going to do the oval board today, and let me show you what I've picked out, and let me show you what I've decided to do for my technique. Let me put this aside. I was just trying to get that going just a little bit here. So here's what we're going to use today. We are going to use this oval board. Now this is not a kit. This is just something that, this is one of Laurie's signs that I put together. So we're going to use the oval board, super duper. Hey Linda, hi Marty, hi Sue, hi everybody. And then we have this adorable welcome with the hot cocoa and the gingerbreads and all that. Don't you just love that? Look at that. And that's also from Laurie. And I just think it's so cute with the gingerbreads and the hot cocoa. So that's going to be our creation today. So let me show you what I did, you guys. I did something just a little bit different for the base of this. So I've got two types of mesh here. I've got this mesh, oh gosh, and I had the things written down and I probably forgot to bring them in. I was just a little scatterbrained. But this is from Laurie's shop. This is a wide stripe mesh, I think. So that, we're going to use that. And we've also got this, no, I think I got this from Craft Outlet. And this is a, it's got the snowdrift on it with a little bit of italics through there. So these are both 10 inches. So what I decided to do, just to make it a little fancy, a little sparkly, that type of thing, what you do, and I had this over on my other mat, and I had a roller, which made this easier, but I'm just going to do a couple cuts so you can see what I've done. So let me bring you on down here. So we're going to use the wood burning tool. I've got a piece of glass here. So I took this out, and now if you're going to have a new roll, you're going to start like this. So I'm going to put this one on the bottom, and I'm going to put this sparkle over the top. So you're going to line them up. Now, if you have one that's say 10.5 inches and the other one is 10 inches, don't worry about it. Just line them up the best you can from top to bottom. It's such a like a 1/4 of an inch on each side difference. Don't worry about it. But I'm going to overlay the top snowdrift on top of this, okay? And I'm going to line my edges up. Now, you don't want to have edges that are all ruffly and then that are going to all kind of just fray on you. So what you're going to do is grab your wood burning tool, you guys, and I like to make a first cut so that I can seal these together. The whole idea of using 2 of these is to make sure that they're sealed together before I do my ruffle. All right, so you're going to make a real small, probably about a 1/2 inch cut down here. Probably just about a 1/2 inch of a cut. And that will seal these guys together, all right? That just seals this edge together, one on top of the other. And then I measured out 12 inches. I did 12 inches. You could probably do 10, but I did 12. Still keeping one on top of the other. And then I'm going to cut it at 12 inches. So with this particular one, I follow the line underneath here. You can see there's pretty wide lines down here. I'm just going to find the 12-inch line here and follow that all the way down through on my wood burning tool. I'm following the underneath pattern on my mesh. So what that has done for me, it has allowed both of these to become friends, right? We have sealed this end together and we've sealed this end together, and it makes it one piece so that when I'm ruffling this up, these don't all come apart. So that's how I did my pieces at 12 inches. You can do them at 10, probably work just as well. And you can do this with any kind of mesh, you guys. If you have a real thin mesh that is just kind of, sometimes you get the real thin kinds of mesh, you can do this. Take one on the bottom, overlay a thicker piece on the top, and that'll give you a much thicker material to work with. So that's how I did my pieces today. All right, so let me get rid of this and let me move my wood burning tool because I'll burn myself. You know I will. So I'm going to move this stuff over so we can start on our project, okay? All right, hi everybody, welcome on in here. Hey Gail, hey Shirley, how are you? So let's get going with this. So what I decided to do, you guys, is do the ruffle method on these. So I'm going to get out my little cardboard, and y'all wondering why I have a piece of cardboard on here. It's because this mat is rubber, and you can't ruffle on rubber. It needs to slip and slide. So I have this, which is slippery, makes it easier for me to do my ruffles, okay? So we have our 6-inch zip ties here. So I'm going to start, this is my top. It doesn't matter where you start, you all. It just doesn't matter where you start. So, and I'm going to start on the outside, and by the outside, I mean right here. This is going to be our outside, and you're going to go every other. So I'm going to go here, skip this one, here, skip this one, here, skip this one. On the outside, all right? Now, this is not the kind of board right now that you can preload, because these will fall out because we're going to load them open. All right, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it right around here just like that. That's where I'm going to do my first one. Oops, see, it falls right through, right there. All right, that's where I'm going to start. And here we go. So we're going to take this piece of ribbon. Actually, ribbon. This piece of mesh. I'm going to show you the ribbons that we're going to do too, because I think I should do the whole thing. So look how gorgeous this is. Remember, this is our sign, right? The blues and the browns, all that's beautiful, beautiful. So I've got this sparkly sparkle. This is shimmer ribbon. This is from Unique in the Creek. Love, love, love this. It's 1.5 inch shimmer. I cut it 12 inches. And then you guys, I got this, and I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea. This looks like a Joann's to me, but this had to be bought back a long time ago. It says let it snow. So that's going to go with this. How beautiful is that? And then it's this one. Of course, this was a long time ago because this was $4.98, you guys. Right there is $4.98. Like, when was this $4.98? What year was that? So I must have had this in my stash a long time ago because I don't know, but it's really, really pretty. So I'm going to use this. So that is going to be combined with this beautiful powder blue shimmer. So these guys are going together. So aren't these beautiful? I just am so excited to put this together. Okay, so let's stop talking and let's get going. You're like, Miss Kathy, let's get going here, right? And I remembered my shirt tonight. Woohoo, raise the roof. Okay, so let's bring you on down here since you don't need to see me hooting and hollering, right? So I've got my zip tie in here, and now what I'm going to do is just take this guy, and this is the curl side up. I'm going to flip it down on its back, and then I'm just going to ruffle right up the middle. Ruffle, ruffle, ruffle. This is really thick now, you guys, because this this under is pretty thick as it is, right? And then when you add this on top, it's an extra layer of thickness. So you're going to want to have some of your ribbon prepared. So I've got them together where I can just grab them out of here and stick them in my zip tie. All right, because otherwise I need 4 hands and I don't have 4 hands and neither do you. So I'm going to get some of these prepped so that I can just grab and go and stick them right in here. Okay, so we're going to take this, and this is going to just, you're going to want to make sure that these ends are even, right? I don't want one side really fluffy uppy and the other side wah. So I'm going to put these in here. Make sure that my zip tie is turned the right way, because how many times do we do that? I'm going to stick this in here like this, all right? And then I'm going to take one of my first pieces of my ribbon, and it's going to face me, face out this way, just like that. And then I'm going to secure it with my zip tie, right? You're going to secure it with your zip tie lightly. You're not going to zip tie it all in for all it's worth, because the idea is just to get this zip tied until we can adjust the ribbons and adjust the mesh the way we want it. So this is still loosey-goosey, so I can adjust these, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to pull them, since this is the outside, I'm going to pull these towards me so they can kind of come this way just a little bit. And then I'm going to make sure that my ribbon tails are even, right? And I can even make that adjustment now, right? I can make this way, and then I can adjust this way if I want to before I tighten this way down. Okay, just like that. And once I'm happy with what I'm looking at, then I can tighten this down. So you're going to want to have yourself a pair of these plier things, right? Whatever you have, and then tighten it down. And then what we're going to do later is go through with our little zip tie gun, and then we'll zip tie these all off here. Okay, so let's go around the board. So we've started here. We started here. I'm going to do every other. So I'm going to skip this one, and I'm going to do this one. Okay, so let's kind of carry on here quickly. I have a feeling this might take a little bit tonight, so I kind of want to move along. So you can see I was practicing on this one. So I'm going to ruffle this one right back up again where it should be. Get it in the middle, and that's how it's going to look. You want this smooth side up. This is the underside. This is the smooth side, top up. Into our zip tie we go. Get on in there. And then the next one is going to have this ribbon combination in it. All right, so I'm going to put this in here. With this ribbon combination, I'm going to get them secured because they kind of want to take off, right? The ruffles want to unruffle and unravel. And of course, my zip tie turned because that's the way it goes. Get back in there, Mr. Zip Tie. You know they like to turn on you to make your life a little bit difficult. Right, you guys? You know what I'm talking about. And you're going to get it in there just so that it sits and so that it's secure. And then you're going to make your adjustments, right? So we're going to make the adjustments in here. We're going to secure it just a little bit more. Move these guys around. Move these guys around. Now, sometimes you guys, I like to just have these two in the middle and these two on the end instead of separating. I kind of like these that way. So I might just leave mine so that these two 2.5s are out that way and these two guys are in the middle. It's a personal preference. There's no right and there's no wrong. And once I'm satisfied that these guys are all together and that they're in the right length, the right area, then I'm going to give this guy a pull. And bingo, we've got him in there just like that. Uh-oh, mine's freezing. I don't know if anybody else is freezing or not, but my thing was freezing a little bit. So anyway, oh, hi, everybody. Okay, so now we're going to do the next one. We're going to skip every other on the outside row, and do the same exact thing. Another one that I was practicing on, let's just take it and do it. It's all ruffled up for me. I love it. Let's make sure that these two sides are even when we put it in here. And around and around and around we go. And I got my next set of ribbons going. Now, what I would suggest that you guys do when you're doing this, because you need multiple hands, I would have your ribbons kind of ready for you, because it's really hard to take the ribbons and then ruffle them up with one hand. This way you can have them all set for you, and they'll be ready to go. One less thing that you kind of have to worry about, right? This is going to look so pretty when we're done. All right, we'll just tighten that up. I'm going to put these guys up. I'm going to put this guy up just like that, just like that. Go. All right, and on to the next one. So we're going all around the outside row now with every other. Oops, I got one more that I was practicing on, or maybe a couple more that I was practicing on here. So again, I've just ruffled these up. We're going to take them, stick them in our zip tie with our next bit of ribbon here. Love, love, love that combination. And around we go. Okay. So you guys get the idea, right? So we got a double layer of Deco mesh. We'll get this guy in. All right, just like that. He's in there like that. He's out like that, and he's out like that. There we go. Alrighty. And we got a whole bunch of zip ties here. We just love our zip ties. And we're going to skip one and go on to the next one. So we're skipping one on to the next one, right? For the outside. So we'll just take our double layer of mesh. We've got the snowball on top, and then we've got that one on the bottom. And we're just going to ruffle it up. Take it in the middle, right? Lay it down. You want the curl side down. Just take the middle and ruffle, ruffle, ruffle. You guys are probably experts on this by now. So we're just going to get right into it. And that's what your ruffle looks like. That's the top side. And we're going to take our big form back over and put this guy in there and grab. We're going to grab our next, right? Because see, I have all this ribbon together. We're going to grab our next bunch of ribbon that I have all ready for me and stick it right in there. And then zip tie it up. All right, so it's pretty easy stuff once you get all of your materials prepared. Pretty good. All right, so we're going to make sure that we got these ribbons going this way, right? We want them towards us. And I think I'm just going to leave those in the middle because I like them in the middle like that. All of those guys in the middle like that. And then once we decide that we're even, we'll grab that. All right, I'm going to start giving these guys a little bit of a haircut here. So let's zip tie these off. We're only halfway around, but I'm going to zip tie them off anyways. And then we'll work on the inside, okay? All right, good, good, good. That one's done. All right, so I'm down to my last two of these, so I think I'm going to take just a little break. And we're going to ruffle some more of our ribbon up because we want to make sure that we keep these all ready for us. So I'm just alternating between the blue ribbon and the brown ribbon there. And when I do these, you guys, so here's what I do. I put that there, and then I take my 1.5 and put it kind of like down the last third of this. So it's going to go down to there like that. So usually you put it over the middle. I'm going to go down the last third like that, and then I'm going to ruffle it up. And what that does for me is it already puts that toward the bottom for me so that I don't have to do it. It ruffles it like that, so these go toward the bottom and these go toward the outside. And that way I don't have to really separate them. They all come out separated for me already. All right, so we're just going to stick that in there like that. I'm going to do the exact same thing here. Right? I'm going to move that down to the bottom third of it and then ruffle it up the middle. Looks like that. And then stick it right in this guy. So I'm going to do a few of these so that I don't have to keep stopping to do my ribbon. It's one way that you can prep your materials so that it doesn't take you so long to put it together. Right? Sometimes the prep work is the big part. And then when you actually put your project together, that doesn't take so long, right? So move down like this. Up, up. And in like that. Okay, I'm good for now. And then we will just do another one here shortly. So let's get going. Let's get going back where we are. Alrighty, so this is what we have so far. Alrighty, so we're going to continue around. This is what we have. We ended up here. We're going to skip one and we're going to go to the next one. Okay? Let's get another one and ruffle her up. So remember, we got 2 pieces. We're going to put that down so that our pretty side is up. And we're just going to ruffle right up that center. Right up the center. Put them in our zip tie just like that. Grab, oh, that one we don't need on top. Grab one of our brown ones because I'm alternating between the blue and the brown, right? Then we're just going to put this in here and zip it in. Get in there and make sure everything's pretty. I like to pull this forward before I tighten that zip tie because it makes it a lot easier for you. Okay? Can everybody see okay? Everybody see okay? I might want to go around and raise this up on overhead a little bit. Or can you see okay, you guys? If you want me to raise this overhead a little bit, I can, my camera. As opposed to doing this angle, you can do it from above just a little bit. I can do it for you if you'd like. Totally up to you. This one was already crunched. I was playing with this one, so we'll put this one in here. Grab another zip tie. So you're going to need a total of 20 pieces. That's going to be 10 on the outside and 10 on the inside, if I counted correctly. My iPad is doing crazy things. It's not even letting me see comments right now, you all, so I apologize for that. I can go back in afterwards and look to see if anybody has anything they want to say, any questions they need answered. All right, and we'll make these look pretty a little bit after. So I'm trying to get back on Unique in the Creeks page. Ready? There we go, another one. I'm just looking at your, trying to get your comments. Okay, ooh, I can see y'all now. Okay, you're good. Everybody seems to be good with the camera angle because I can adjust it pretty quickly if you need me to. Sometimes the overhead view is a little bit better view. So there's that, and let's get this here. And then before I do the inside, I think I'm going to put my sign on. because I just think it's going to be easier to put the sign on before I have this whole thing situated, right? Because once I get the inside row done, it'll be filling up pretty quickly, and I won't have a lot of room to manipulate, you know, the sign and all. So we'll see how that goes. See how that goes. So these are cut 12 inches. I cut all of my ribbon 12 inches. And these guys are 12 inches. Ain't that something? 12 inches and 12 inches. Tighten these up just a little bit. Okay. We'll give these guys a little bit of a pull here. There we go. Yeah, we just got a few more on this row and we're good. I got my big thing of zip ties here, you guys. And we're going every other. Let me take this. And this is so beautiful, you guys. The combination of this mesh on the bottom and that sparkle snowdrift mesh on top is gorgeous. Now, I do have the numbers for these, and I will get them for you. I did copy them down. I just forgot to bring them in my room. So I will get them for you guys. All right, I know I put one in here, probably fell on the floor, and I think it did, so that's okay. But I'll get you the SKUs for all of this stuff, okay? Uh-oh, well, do you see what I just did? I tightened it without putting my ribbon in. I think I'm gonna take it out. I'm gonna take it out. I forgot my ribbon. You all done that a time or two. Have you not done that a time or two? Tightened it up and forgot to put your ribbon or something in there, right? Yes. So here's one hand, and you're going to have to just kind of use one hand and scrunch that up there and stick it on in here. Okay. There we go. Move them out towards me. There we go. Make sure these are even too, right? We want these guys even as well. That looks good. This guy in it. We'll have to fix our ribbons after, but that's no big deal. All right, I think this is the last one for the outside, you guys. Let's see. Yeah, that's it. So, this is taking up my entire space, my entire area. This is a big one. It's a big one. Keep having to move it out of the way so I can just scrunch up my pieces here. All right, what one we got next? We need the brown next. So let's take that out because I need brown. And then before we start on the middle, we're going to have to redo our ribbons again. And my thing fell out again. Ugh. Get in there. There we go. That in there, put this in here. Nope, that goes like this. And there we are. And we will adjust these once we get them in our zip tie. It's like you want to trap them first, right? You want to trap all of your stuff first so that you can maneuver it. By trap it, I mean get it inside this zip tie. That's how we need to trap our ribbons and stuff, right? Okay, this is looking pretty good here, so that's that. Okay, good. Now, we'll zip tie the rest of these down, and we'll put our sign on, and then we'll continue on the inside. Okay, so that's that. Now, get all these up here, all these this way. I'll hold it up for you in just a second so you can see where we are with this. It's looking good. It's looking big. It's kind of amazing that you get these boards and then you start adding all your stuff to them and how big they grow. I think they got a life of their own. I'm pretty sure they do. Okay, so there we are. So that's what we have so far. All right. Now, when you get these signs, you guys, Laurie gives you a couple of these little adhesive things, fasteners, with 2 of these. but I decided that I'm going to attach mine both north, south, east, and west. So I added a couple of pipe cleaners and a couple of these sticky tabs, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to attach my north, south, east, and west. So let me find the top. How many of you, when you make your designs, totally forget like where the top is? Like you forget to design around the top. I do it all the time. So I end up where the top is at the bottom, and I have to make my hanger at the bottom. It's like, but now I know it's at the top. So I'm going to do this right. I'm going to put this so that it faces the top, right? Up just like this. So when you put these in, you guys, they fit snugly from side to side, but there's about a 1/2 inch at the top and a 1/2 inch at the bottom that we're going to have to account for, okay? And I'm going to show you how we're going to cover around this afterwards, alrighty? So I'm going to take my side to side, and I'm going to put them on there first. Now, the good thing about this is you have got the holes right here to attach. If you go the middle of your board, in the middle of your board, there's holes. Just attach them side to side. So easy on this one, okay? Super duper easy on this one. So let me bring this through the slot and down the back, and we'll get this guy tapered in here. And I'm going to do it loosey-goosey for a minute because I'm going to have to adjust it, all right? So we'll get this guy in here. From the side to side. So he's in from side to side. And now I'm going to adjust him from top to bottom. So my goal here is to make sure that the same amount of space is at the top that it is to the bottom, right? The open space here, right? Where our, in between the board and the sign. So I want the equal space here and equal space down here. So that's where my eyeball is looking right now. All right. So I'm going to put this in here. See what I got going on. No, that's too much. There we go. That's about right. And I'm just gonna hook these on, and I'll show you where I hooked them in just a minute. And then we can make sure that we have them right about where we need them. And I think we do. I hooked this one wrong. Let's hook that one right. Okay. Nope. We gotta loosen this one up here. I gotta loosen the top up for a second. I want to loosen that up because I didn't give it quite enough space down here. Let's pull this down just a smidgeroo. All right, that looks good. Now I'm happy with that. And it doesn't have to be exact because you're going to see afterwards how I'm going to cover this all up. So you'll never even know, right? You'll never know if it's even on the top and bottom or not after I get done covering up. But it isn't. It's pretty good. It's pretty even. I did it pretty even. So here's what it looks like. See the space at the top and the space at the bottom right down there and right up there? Okay, so I just put them right around here and put it, this is the top right there. Okay, so now that we have that in there, I think I'm going to put it on its belly, and I'm going to make sure that these are really snug now, because I put them in just a little loose to make sure that I had them where I wanted them. And now I'm pretty happy with what I've done. So I'm going to make sure that we've got these on there nice and tight, and I'm going to roll them around 5 or 6 times. And then later on, we're going to cut these off and we're going to hide them, okay? But we're not going to fart with, oh, we're not going to fool with that now. I said the fart word. All right, so now that we've got that done, we're going to go on the inside and do the exact same thing, okay? But we're going to start on the opposite of where we were before. So I've got one here. So I'm going to do one in between. So where there's one here, I'm going to skip and do the one in between here. right? You guys see that? Can you see that? So this one we did, so I'm going to skip and do the inside on the next one. Alrighty? So let's get going. So let me see what I got here. So it's going to go here. All right, we're going to do our first one on the inside. Let's see how that's going to look. I think it's going to look beautiful. Wait till you see what I'm going to do around the rim, you guys. Wait till you see what I do around the rim. It's going to be really, really pretty. Something just a little bit different. So it doesn't matter which color now of ribbon that I start with, because I'm just going to alternate around there anyways, all right? So you can start with whatever color ribbon you want. And the ribbons are 12 inches, and my zip ties are 12, or these guys are 12 inches. This one's on backwards. Let's flip him over. I think he did a somersault while he was sitting there waiting for me to put him in. So we're going to fix him. All right, let's bring these guys out. Bring these guys out. Even them up, right? We want them even. This one's a little bit ahead of it, ahead of its time. Get up there. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, and I'm just kind of bringing things this way, all righty? I'm going to make sure that these are even. All right, that looks good to me. That one looks good to me. So there's that. I'll keep these guys up here, kind of back in the middle. Kind of in the middle, just about like that. And we'll go and fiddle with all these guys afterwards. All right, so let's put our next one. So we're going to skip. We're going to skip one because that would be lined up with this one, which we don't want, right? This is the one on the outside. We're not going to do this one. We're going to do the next one over on the inside. That's kind of the in-between. It's kind of like when you see me work on my page, I do crossbar in between, crossbar in between. That's kind of what we're doing. So we've done crossbar in between here. So we didn't do this one, so we're going to do this one. So stick your other zip tie right in there. And when I get done, you guys, I'll turn over the board so that you can see where all of the zip ties are. So we're just going to take this up again. This is 12 inches long. And ruffle it right up in the middle. And if you missed the beginning of this, you'll see how I attached two pieces of mesh, the bottom piece and the top piece, all right? So if you missed it, you go back and watch the beginning, and that'll tell you what I did. So I'm back to one-handed, you guys, because I forgot to get these going. So we're going to do one-handed here, and we're going to ruffle this up, and then after this, I have to remember to get my ribbons ready again. There we go. So you're getting your ribbon ready, you're getting your zip tie ready, you're getting your deco mesh ready. So you are a busy person when you are getting this thing ready to go. And I want to make sure that these guys are even, pretty even. Bring this guy out. Bring all this guy. I'm going to end up bringing all this back anyways, right? Because we need to. Because we want to make sure our sign shows beautifully, right? Make sure our sign shows beautifully. So there's that. Alrighty, so let's get some ribbons going. Let's get some more ribbons going here. Let's get these fluffed up and in our little bucket here, because, so we're going to do opposite. We're going to do the blues, and then we're going to do the reds, and this is just what you have to do to prep this out. Make your life easier, right? Why not make your life easy for this? So I'm just taking this, you can see, I'm not putting it across the middle. See, that's across the middle. I'm going to take it and pull it down towards me. So it's kind of like, see where it is on the back? See how much is hanging over? And that's when I'm going to ruffle it up, because that makes it so that it kind of separates the tails for me. Right? Just, it kind of saves you a step, almost. So I think I'll do the rest of these. Now this has wording on it, let it snow. So I want to make sure when I put these in that it reads correctly from left to right, right? I don't want to put it in upside down. I want to make sure that this all reads correctly. So if you've got ribbon with wording on it, try to make sure it all goes the same way, right? You don't want that backwards. Okay. We're almost done with our ribbons, right? That's a beautiful ribbon holder. This is the Bodabra. It does lots of things, including holding your ribbon, which I love. Let's see, what color am I up to next? I'm on the brown next, so that'll work out really, really good. Or am I? No, I'm on the blue next, so we'll leave that just like that. All right, so we're on the inside now. We're on the inside, and we're kind of pulling all of this way to make sure that it kind of stays away from our sign a little bit, because we don't want to cover up the sign because it's pretty, right? So I've stopped here. I'm going to skip a space and go on the next one. Get that guy in there just like that. So he's in there. And we're going to take one of our pieces and we're going to ruffle it up. I need a bigger desk. I do. I need a bigger station here, you guys. Ruffle that up just like that. And remember that these edges are sealed, all of them, because we did it with the wood burning tool. We cinched these together, so they're now one. They're one piece of mesh, right? We took two pieces and made one piece out of them. Oops, and this is not even, so look at, see how this is not even? We want these to be even, so I'm going to fix that. All right, we want our beautiful, beautiful mesh to be even. So we just finished brown, so we're going to do blue. I'm going to stick some blue in here. We're going to make our way around this entire thing here, this entire thing. Alrighty. Go. And there's that. Here's these guys out. We got a double layer of everything going on here, which is so, so pretty. All right, we're heading our way down into the bottom now of our creation. And we're going to skip one. Remember, it's every other. Every other. Now ruffle this guy back up again. Hey everybody, how are you doing? Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it. I'm just trying to see your comments here. I'll have to get onto the restream to get the comments. I was afraid to switch for I would lose my Mevo. Oh, okay, so we're going to even these sides out and then take our next ribbon, which is going to be the brown. See, we got this all set for us. All right, tighten it down just enough to get it in line. Tighten it down just enough to show it that we're the boss and we are going to make it work the way we want it to work, right? We're gonna work it. Gonna work it. Good, looking good. Everything's looking good. Alrighty. Onward and upward. Okay, put our zip tie in. Our mesh. So now you can clearly see that there's two pieces of mesh. This one hung down just a little bit lower, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. If your mesh doesn't line up exactly when you're wood burning it, you all, don't worry. It'll still look beautiful and it'll still turn out great. And I got it. I like to see to make sure these guys are kind of even, right? We want these edges even so they look pretty, just like that. And then we're going to stick it in here. So we're on some blue ribbon now. Some blue ribbon. At first I started to get the 10 by 10s ready, but they were so thick that I could only fit about 3 of them in the holder here, and I thought, well, it's going to be much more advantageous for me to put, you know, 10 pieces of the ribbons together and have those all ready for me, and that's kind of the way that it worked out best. So I would suggest getting your ribbons ready first and then do your mesh. Okay, let's put this guy in. I keep these in a zip tie so that they don't fall out all over the place, and then I just pull them out. Otherwise, I would have these all over the bench, and we don't want that, right? Okay, so it's Tuesday night. We still got a whole week to go. Hopefully you guys are having a great week so far. A little early to tell for some of us. Alrighty, there we go. Move on over, everybody. Let's make room for our friends here. It starts getting busy here. It's starting to get busy. You're gonna have to make your way in between everything, you guys, but I know you can do it. I know you can do it. So I'm gonna make sure these are even. Bring these guys out. Just like that. And that. All right. Here we go. Oopsie. Okay. And we will move these back. These are all going to come back after. I'm going to kind of curl these under a little bit, right? Curl them under so that they don't interfere with our. Oh, this one's way cattywampus. Not sure what I did with that one. Those tails were not even. All right, we just got a few more to go. I think I cut a few more pieces than I need. I think I cut like 3 extra pieces. But you'd rather have extra than not enough, right? The colors are beautiful on this. I love these browns. I love the sparkle browns. So beautiful. But she also had, you guys, Laurie also has this chocolate brown sparkle. Oh, I was going to use that, but then I went with the other Let It Snow. This is scrumptious. It's just scrumptious ribbon. I absolutely love it. I love the shimmer ribbon. I love that. So go get your hands on some shimmer ribbon, okay? For sure. Okay, here we go. Move these guys in, see if I can get them even this time. And I did. Okay, so we're going to move these back. Curl them babies under. And a couple more to go. And then I'm going to show you how to hide the inner zip ties, right? Because on this inner row, we can see the zip ties, but I'm going to show you how to make them fancy and how to make them disappear, all right? Because when you do this method on these boards, you can see these zip ties. I want to see those zip ties. All right, so we're in with some brown ribbon now. Make sure I got these right. Bring this on over. Everybody move over. Here we go. Okay. Alright, now we can zip that down. And we are on the home stretch. Let me see if it's the home stretch. It's the home stretch. One more here at the top. And that's that. So I did cut quite a few more here. And then we're going to start fancying it up just a little bit. I mean, it's already pretty fancy. It's already pretty fancy. So let's see, we need, what have I got here? Oh, did I miss one? Did I put these in wrong here? See, I feel like I got two together. Or have I got one more? Oh no, we got one more after this. We got one more after this. I was truthful. I got one more to go. I thought we were done. One more. All right, moving these guys out. So y'all know we have to go back and refix our ribbons because the ribbons are a mess by now. You know that. Okay, here it is. The ceremonial last one. Can I get a whoop whoop? Can I get a whoop whoop out of that one? Okay. And we have our one last piece here that I'm going to have to one-handedly crinkle up. Okay. Where am I? Here we are. Okay. All right, now let's make it pretty. Let's make it pretty. Okay, let's go cut these guys off and make some sense out of this. Because we have one big wreath here. You guys with me? Everybody with me? How pretty this is. And just when you think you're done, there's more. Okay, now it's my job, and I am going to take a few minutes, you guys, to fix this up just a little bit. All right, I'm going to make this do what I want it to do. I'm going to run around and make sure that this is doing what I want it to do and not what it wants to do. I'm going to rearrange my mesh just a little bit back here. I'm kind of pulling it towards me, right? Pulling this stuff a little toward me. Getting my ribbon ready to look pretty. That looks pretty good. And now I'm going to take this stuff and kind of bring it back just a little bit here. Give these guys a nice stand of attention so we can see what they're doing. All right. This back, get that back. Get these guys back just a little bit. Okay. We just want to be able to see our beautiful sign. So we're going to tuck these back. I found a straggler here. I got a straggler going. There we go. So we'll tuck these guys. Tuck these guys. And tuck these guys. Sometimes it takes a little man handling, or a little women handling to get these guys going. All right, so what I want you to see is when you go on the board, sometimes you can see these. See here, see this? We don't want to be able to see those zip ties, right? We don't want to be able to see the zip ties. So what we're going to do is hold it up so you can see what we've done so far. right, so the colors are beautiful. I just love these. So what I decided to do is you're going to need more zip ties now. So if you want to hide those inner zip ties that you can sometimes see, you're going to take another zip tie and go over. So I can see this zip tie here. I'm going to put another zip tie in here. All right. So I'm going to put another zip tie in here. And this is going to go only on the inner section. All right, you're going to do another zip tie around all of these on the inner section. And here's what we're going to do. We are going to take some of our flex tubing. So I've kind of got this, it's a little brownish, goldish, which looks really good. So if you look at the cinnamon in here, look at the cinnamon right here. That cinnamon is kind of close to this. So we're going to take some flex tubing and we are going to put in that extra zip tie that we just put in there. All right. So just get some of your flex tubing out and we're going to make smaller bows on this, right? We're not going to make great big bows. Our goal here is to kind of border our sign, right? Our goal is to border the sign so that all of the junk doesn't show, right? If you got any junk showing, we're gonna make it so that the junk doesn't show. So just take your whatever color you can do, one color, two colors, whatever colors you want. But I figure there's enough blue in here, right? We have enough blue, and I don't have any blue that matches this beautiful color that I'm working with. So I decided not to include any blue in here. I'm just going to do this kind of this cinnamon color and the white. And I'm just going to take these two together and I'm just going to make little bows. And I'll give you the exact dimension here once I feel this out. Yeah, so this is about 3 inches and 3 inches for a total of about 6 inches from side to side, okay? So you're going to take that and you're going to put it in the zip tie that we just put in here. All right. So we're going to put that zip tie in there. And then I'm going to cut this off. And then those will be nice and they'll be prevalent right there. See those right there? And I'm just going to go around now and put a zip tie in all of the border, the inside ones that we just did, all right? Because that's going to hide what we don't want it to see. And then there's one more step to this that I'm going to do to make it even look cuter, all right? So we're piggybacking the zip ties on the inside of our creation. We're taking a couple of colors of our flex tubing and making about 6 inch in total length bows, just like that. We're going to put it in the zip tie that we just put in there, and we're going to tie that up. Okay, just tie that up. You can cut it off with this if you want. But we're not done. I'm going to show you something else we're going to do too. All right. Once we get this, it's going to just add a little bit more here to this, a little bit more on the edge of our creation, okay? So another zip tie right here. So there'll be a total of 10 zip ties around the inside, the inside of our wreath. Okay. So I'm just going to do it one by one. You can go around and put all 10 zip ties in if you want. I'm just going to do it onesie, 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 twosie, and then make my loop. And you can make these loop as big or as little as you want to. It just depends on what you think you want to cover, how much you think you want to cover. And I think the combination is really, really pretty in here, for sure. And then I'm just going to cut it, take it right off, and then cut these guys off. All right, as easy as that. Then there'll be one last step here, because you can see at the top here, we're not quite covered in there, right? We're not quite covered. So between my flex tubing and moving my mesh around, we'll make sure that we have that covered. All right, because we don't want to be able to see any of the board, right? And if you have if you find that you have a lot of space that you want to cover, you can make as many loops as you need to cover up the space that you need to cover, right? So if I had a big space, I might want to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. I might want to go 4 loops if I think I have a really big space to cover, but I don't. So I'm only going to do 2 loops. This is going to do 2 things. It's going to make it a little bit more decorative, and it's going to hide some stuff. And you're saying, but Miss Kathy, you've got a zip tie here now that you just cut off there that you're going to be able to see. But I'm going to cover that up yet again. So you'll see we kind of we've layered this whole thing. So we're just doing layers. And I love how that looks on here. That looks really, really pretty in here. Super, super pretty. So. And the flex tubing, you guys, I don't know. You can find the flex tubing. I get a lot from Craft Outlet. I get a lot of my flex tubing from. You'll just have to see, you know, it's pretty much where you can find it. And I'm not sure the color of this. It certainly looks like a champagne to me. So I'm not exactly sure the color of it because this was already loose. I didn't pull it out of a package. I'd already been using this before, probably last year. So I don't have an exact color, but I can go into my garage and see if I can find another one kind of like it, or find the same one and see if I can find a color and a number to it, all right? Alrighty. I use my neck as my kind of my holder, right? Make sure your zip tie goes in right. For those of you that know me on my page, you know that I just love to use it, or I love to use flex tubing. On almost everything that I do, I love the flex tubing. So, all right, so we're almost around. We only had 10 of them to do because we're only doing it on the inside, remember. Because we got the outside covered, right? The outside is covered by all this wonderful inside stuff. Okay, and it goes. And then we'll just have one more step left. Isn't this looking pretty, you all? What do you think of these soft colors? Aren't they beautifully soft? I love them. I love that blue. It's kind of like a baby blue or a sky blue. You can get most of your supplies right on Laurie's page. You can get this blue mesh there. You can get your shimmer ribbon, which is all that, right? And your boards. And your boards. Okay. We just got one more to go, and then I'll show you the very last step on this project. Okay. We're just making it a little bit different. And the last step is a quick one. So we have 1 and 2, that's our bow. All right, that's done. All right, put these guys down now that of course I wrecked the inner, ribbon again. How many times am I going to wreck the inner ribbon, right, you guys? All right, so you can see how pretty that flex tubing looks in there. See that? All right, now we're going to have to kind of move these back a little, right? Because we want to be able to see our sign, which we did. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of these blue glitter balls here. Now you can find these glitter balls at Hobby Lobby. You can find the seasonal ones, obviously, like the Christmas ones, like the red, the greens, and the whites and the blues. You can probably find these right in the seasonal department. But if you're looking for an off color, and these might be considered an off color, but they do have a lot of blue out for Christmas, so maybe you can find these in the blue section of Hobby Lobby Christmas. If not, you're going to want to go down the party section, you know, where they have like the coordinating paper plates. They have like the Hawaiian leis. They have the pretty parasols that might go in the pretty glasses, all that coordinate together. Well, they also have bags of these on those walls. So if you can't find what you're looking for in the seasonal, they have like a ton of colors. So I'm just going to take these blue ones. Now there's a little bit of purple in here, but I don't want the purple. And I'm just going to grab some of these, and we're going to glue them on top, on the nub of the zip tie that we just put on there. So that's going to hide that zip tie for us, okay? So you're going to take a whole one of these, and we're going to put some glue on it, and then we're going to glue right on top of the zip tie that was there. All right, and that's how we're going to go around this entire thing, and I'll show you in just a minute. We'll put these all on, and then I'll show you what it looks like. It just kind of makes it a little more sparkly. Not that we need any more sparkle. We have a lot of sparkle in this one. We'll put them right in there, glue them right on, all the way around. I'm going to put these so nobody can see that there was any kind of zip tie there at all. So all of our zip ties are disguised. And with that nub sticking out of there on the zip tie, I'm pushing that right kind of down over the zip tie nub. All right? It kind of is like going to hang on to it for me. So when you clip these, clip the nub facing up or in, and then you can just place these guys right over it. It's kind of like a cap. It's kind of like a cap on the zip tie, if you will. This looks so pretty. Loving these colors. And I got one more to go. So you can find these containers at the Dollar Tree. These will hold all of your little glitter balls. Now I think these are called something like fillers or vase fillers or something like that. I just call them glitter balls. They are glitter balls, you know. So anywho, all right, I think we're all set with this project, you guys. Let me get it pretty, and then we'll hang it up for you so you can see what we're doing. And I'll make a close-up so you can see those glitter balls in there. So see them? See the glitter balls in there? right? So there it is. Look how pretty that is. I gotta pull it back just a little bit more. Welcome. You can see everything in there, how pretty that is. Isn't that gorgeous? And here's the back. Now, for the back, we're going to take these pipe cleaners. We're going to give them a twist, a twist, and a twist. And then we're going to just take our pliers and we're going to take this and tuck it right in the hole. In the hole with all of them. You're going to twist them 5-6 times. You're going to leave enough so that you can tuck it right on into the hole. Oops, I'll tuck this one down in the hole that it's at. And it doesn't matter which hole you tuck it in, just a hole that's close that you can get it tucked into. And this one too, we're just going to give it a twist 5 or 6 times. Tuck it in the hole, and that kind of gets everything out of the way so it doesn't scratch people's doors. And then I'll show you the back of this, all right? I'll show you the back. And of course, at the top here, at the top, you're going to put your hanger, right? So here's the back of the board. Let me get my glue gun out of the way. So if you want to take a screenshot of that, okay, and then here is, so you can see how we kind of evened it out between the top and the bottom, right? We made our spaces even, and then there is our whole thing. Now you could add a bow down here. If you want to put a bow down here, you can. I'm not going to. We need to move these guys out of the way so that we can see our sign beautifully, right? This one over here is a little wonky. It's a little wonky. We're going to get him out of there. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. We will be back on, I'll be back on 2 weeks, on a Tuesday in 2 weeks, whatever date that is. So I hope you can come back and join me. I'll go back and look at the chat, and if there's any questions, I will answer them for you. And I will try to get you the SKU of the mesh that I used. I said I'd try to track that down. The blue is Laurie's mesh, and the other one I think is from Craft Outlet, but I got those SKUs, and I'll give them to you guys. So have a great night, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. Good night, everybody.